Hey guys, Cece here. It has been a long time since I have posted on this channel. It's probably been about 5 years now. So a lot has happened in those 5 years, but I'm not gonna get into all of it today because I'm only on here today posting this video because I want people to know what's possible, that you can do anything you set your heart to. And so about a year ago, April of 2024 was April, let's start at the beginning. January 9th, 2024, I found out that I was pregnant with my son. It was scary because it was a surprise, but it was also happy, you know, having a baby. But about 4 months later, when I was about 16 weeks, I got a call from my OB the day after my appointment, and they told me that my platelets, if you don't know what platelets are, that is the clotting factor in your blood. Without that, if you got a cut, you know, it wouldn't stop bleeding. That's the whole thing that makes scabs and everything. It clots it up. So I was told that my platelets were extremely low, and I had to go to the Oncology and Hematology Center. Now, those of you that know anything about medical anything, you know Oncology and Hematology is the blood and cancer center. Yeah, that wasn't really fun. I was horrified, and I went in. I had my appointment on April 10th. I had my OB appointment on April 1st, and I got the call April 2nd. And I went in to the Oncology and Hematology Center on April 10th, 2024. And when we went in, you know, the doctor told us, you know, I think it's just a lab error, you know, you seem very young, very healthy. We believe it's just a lab error, so I'm gonna rerun your labs to double check. So the nurse comes in, draws my blood, and about 10 minutes after she took my blood, the doctor comes back in. Her entire demeanor changed. She definitely seemed like she did not want to have to tell me what she was about to tell me. So, long story short, I look at her and I ask her, how bad is it? Her exact words were, it's bad. And then she went on to explaining that not only did they find that my platelets, so let me go back a little bit. My platelets, the day of my OB appointment, they didn't tell me until the Oncology and Hematology Center, but my platelets were at 72,000 as of April 1st. By April 10th, they were at 41,000. And she told me not only did they find that my platelets were at 41,000, and for those of you who don't know, the human body is supposed to have about 250,000 platelets. So the fact that I had 41,000, that was really, really bad. She told me not only did they find that my platelets were at 41,000, she told me that they had found blast cells, which meant that I had cancer, specifically acute myeloid leukemia. And I was 16 weeks pregnant at the time. My first thought was what was going to happen to my baby. And the doctor told me that there was no way that my son could survive. She told me that within a week he would be dead, and within 2 I would be. So there was a lot of urgency in this, but I was not willing to give up on my baby. And my mom knew that. She wasn't willing to give up on her grandchild either. So she did some research and found that after just 14 weeks gestation, a baby can survive certain types of chemo. So no matter how much the doctors told me to give up on my son, that he wasn't gonna make it or anything, I still didn't, because my mom gave me that hope, and she was right. I was admitted to Johns Hopkins Hospital Pediatric Oncology Ward on April 11th, 2024. And on August 11th, 2024. Well, okay, back it up a few days. About 2 days prior to me going into labor, okay, I carried my son up until 34 weeks. So, they all told me to terminate, that he wasn't going to make it, and if he did, he was going to have severe birth defects and da-da-da-da-da. I went through chemo, high-dose chemo, for 6 months, 10 days a month, every 12 hours, I received chemo. Every month, 10 days, every 12 hours. It was rough, but I stayed positive because the whole time I kept thinking about my baby. And every night I prayed to God that my baby be okay, and that research be right, and that research was correct. I am 1 year almost, just about 1 year in complete remission from acute myeloid leukemia. My son, he is 11 months old, 19 pounds, and happy as can be and healthy as can be. As of right now, my son has no health issues at all. He is perfectly healthy. He is learning just as normal as a baby. He's the only thing he's not even behind in walking. He should be walking in the next couple months, and he's 11 months old. So to all the moms out there, I know it's rare what happened to me, but it does happen. Cancer and pregnancy do happen together sometimes. It is very, very rare, but it can happen. And to all the moms out there that get told they have cancer and that their babies won't survive, I'm here to tell you, if you are 14 weeks and beyond, there's a chance for your baby. My doctors had told me, only one of them had ever had a pregnant patient before, and it was a breast cancer patient, an adult mother. I'm an adult too. I'm 21, just to clarify. I know I said I was in the pediatric ward, but when I was diagnosed, I was only 20 years old. Pediatric there is up to about, I think, 24, I think they said. But I was the oldest one on the ward. Anyway, so I just want to make it known that there is a chance, because I was there. I may have been the first where both mom and baby survived from my doctors, but that's not to say that I'm the first ever. I mean, there's plenty of moms out there who I'm sure it's happened before. I'm sure it's happened all over the world. It's just pregnancy and cancer is so scary and so unheard of. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about the fact that a lot of moms have had to give up their pregnancies so that they can survive. But I'm here to tell all future mothers you don't have to give up your baby. If you are 14 weeks and beyond, there is still a chance that you and your baby can be okay. Me and my son are proof of that. I am 1 year in complete remission, and my son is almost a year old, and he is 100% healthy. And all the doctors told me he wouldn't make it, but he did. Anything is possible. In this day and age, anything is possible. Don't ever give up on something that you truly, truly want and love. Because there's so much you could miss out on. And there's always a chance that a miracle could happen. My son is my greatest miracle. So many of them told me he wasn't going to survive, but he did. And even to this day, my doctor admitted that my last appointment, she said, yeah, I told you to terminate. I told you he wouldn't survive, but he did. It's possible. Don't give up hope. I've been through a lot in the past couple years, and getting to hold my son. Now let me tell you, it was a very rough road, because 2 days before he was born, 2 days before I went into labor, I had blood clots in my lungs, 2 of them, and I was on high flow oxygen. Thankfully was not on a ventilator at this point. And I ended up having to have an emergency C-section after 30 hours of labor. At this point, I still had no platelets, no immune system, nothing, really. And I was only 34 weeks. I was scheduled to be induced 3 weeks after this happened. I was supposed to be induced 3 weeks later. But I went into labor on August 10th, 2024, and my son was born August 11th, that afternoon. He was not born until the afternoon of August 11th. I had to have an emergency C-section, and after the emergency C-section, I was in a coma and on life support on a ventilator I was in a coma for 5 days, on a ventilator for 9. I did not get to hold my son till he was 9 days old. It was hard, but when I first held him, it was the greatest moment of my life. Everything that I had fought for those 6 months was finally in my arms. So mamas, don't give up, because anything is possible. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to get it out there so that no other mom gives up on her baby. Because I didn't give up on mine, and he's here, he's healthy, he's happy. It's possible. Don't give up. Your babies can make it. 14 weeks and beyond, it's possible. don't give up hope. Ever. On anything. Especially not when it comes to cancer and pregnancy. Don't ever give up with that, because there's always the chance you and your baby can survive. And me and my son are proof of that. I know I've said that a couple times, but that's a big deal. This is a very rare occurrence, and people need to know what's possible, because I don't want any mother to have to go through the pain of ending their pregnancy to save their lives just because they were told their baby can't survive. If you are 14 weeks and beyond, it is possible. Don't give up. I'm not always sure what to say at the end of my videos anymore. It's been 5 years. I don't even remember how I used to end my videos back then. So I guess if you guys want to hear more about the past couple years and why I haven't been posting, if you want a full story time about my cancer and pregnancy experience as one, you guys can find me on Instagram, same name as here on my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.